Imagine someone told you that a harmless $100 monthly habit could quietly cost you nearly $60,000. You might think, it's only $100. That's nothing. And that's exactly why this habit is so dangerous. The problem isn't the $100 you spend today. The problem is what that $100 could have become if you had invested it consistently for years. Today, we're going to look at the simple math behind this hidden financial cost, and more importantly, what you can do about it. Let's say you spend $100 every month on things that don't really improve your financial future. Maybe it's delivery food. Maybe it's subscriptions you barely use. Maybe it's impulse shopping. Maybe it's small purchases that feel too insignificant to track. One purchase doesn't seem important. But repeated every month, those purchases become a financial habit. And habits are where your money can either work for you or quietly work against you. The $100 problem. Here's where the story gets interesting. If you simply spend $100 every month for 20 years, you'll spend $100 times 12 months times 20 years. That's $24,000. $24,000. And that's before we even talk about investing. But now imagine a different scenario. Instead of spending that $100 every month, you invest it. For illustration, let's assume your investments earn an average annual return of 8%. That's not a promise. Investments can go up, investments can go down, and actual returns will vary. But an 8% hypothetical return helps us understand the power of compound growth. If you invested $100 every month for 20 years at that hypothetical rate, you'd have roughly $59,000. You personally contributed only $24,000. The rest, roughly $35,000, would come from investment growth. That's the part most people miss. Your money doesn't just sit there. Over time, money can potentially create more money. Compounding changes the story. Think about compound growth like planting a tree. At first, nothing looks impressive. You plant the seed. You water it. You wait. The tree grows slowly. But eventually, the tree becomes large enough to produce more branches, more leaves, and eventually more seeds. Your investment growth can work in a similar way. Your original contributions can generate returns. Then those returns can generate additional returns. And over long periods, the effect can become powerful. This is why time is one of the most valuable assets in personal finance. People often ask, how much should I invest? But another question is just as important. How early can I start? Because a smaller amount invested for a long time can potentially become much more valuable than a larger amount invested much later. The real cost is opportunity cost. Now let's return to that $100. Suppose you spend it every month. You don't necessarily feel poorer. Your checking account goes down by $100, but life continues. The danger is invisible. You're not just losing the $100. You're potentially losing everything that $100 could have earned in the future. That's called opportunity cost. Imagine two people. Person A spends an extra $100 every month. Person B invests that $100 every month. After 1 month, the difference is only $100. After 1 year, it's $1,200 of contributions. After 5 years, it's $6,000 of contributions. But after 20 years, assuming that hypothetical 8% annual return, person B could have around $59,000. That is why small financial decisions deserve more attention than they usually receive. This doesn't mean never spend. Now, I don't want you to misunderstand the lesson. This isn't about never enjoying your money. Personal finance isn't supposed to be punishment. You don't need to cancel every subscription, stop eating at restaurants, or live like you're hiding money under your mattress. The goal is intentional spending. There's a big difference between spending $100 because it genuinely makes your life better, and spending $100 automatically because you've developed a habit. So ask yourself one simple question. If I had to choose between this purchase today and the future value of this money, which one would I choose? You don't have to make the perfect choice every time. You just need to become more aware of the choices you're making repeatedly. The $100 challenge. Here's a simple challenge. For the next 30 days, track every recurring expense and every unnecessary purchase. Don't judge yourself. Just record it. At the end of the month, look for one category where you can save $100. Maybe it's in used subscriptions. Maybe it's food delivery. Maybe it's impulse shopping. Maybe it's a combination of several small expenses. Then take that $100 and automate the process. Instead of waiting until the end of the month to see what's left, consider moving the money automatically toward your savings or investment goal. Automation removes one of the biggest enemies of good financial habits. Decision fatigue. When the system happens automatically, you don't have to rely on motivation every month. Start small. And if $100 feels impossible, don't worry. Start with $25. Then $50. Then increase it when your income rises. The goal isn't to impress anyone with a huge investment account. The goal is to build a habit that can survive for years. Because $25 invested consistently is better than $0 while waiting for the perfect time to start. And remember, the numbers in this video are illustrations, not guarantees. Markets are unpredictable. Fees, taxes, inflation, investment choices, and actual returns can all change the outcome. But the underlying principle remains. Time plus consistency can make small amounts matter. That $100 isn't just $100. It represents a choice between immediate consumption and a potentially larger future opportunity. Final CTA. So the next time you hear yourself say, "It's only $100. Pause for a second. Ask yourself, what could this $100 become if I gave it 10, 15, or 20 years to grow? Because sometimes the biggest financial mistakes don't look like mistakes. They look like small purchases. 1 month at a time. 1 year at a time. Until you finally realize how expensive the habit became. If this video helped you see your everyday spending differently, subscribe to Roy Finance for more simple, practical money lessons. And in the comments, tell me. What is one $100 monthly expense you would consider cutting or redirecting toward your financial future? Remember, you don't need to become rich overnight. You just need to stop letting small decisions quietly steal from your future.